Hello guys, and welcome back to this Path of Exile video. In this video we're gonna showcase a 3.7 Legion League build. It's gonna be a melee build and it's gonna be a Juggernaut. My Cyclone Juggernaut that I made back in Incursion League. So if we're gonna take a quick look at the character, we're currently level 93. Using Cyclone as your mind skill. So let's go into the gear. So we are using Devotee's Devotion for the movement speed, the attack speed, Creation Carapace Golden Plate as your armor for the aspect of the crab, which is more defensive mechanics, life, resist, bleeding, and we're focusing on endurance charges and pure physical damage. As you can see, we have a Star Forge, Gripped Glove, Rustic Sash, and then +1 endurance charges boot. We're using Death Door, but you can use Calm's Root and 2 Calm's Way. Then I'm using a Gadget at the moment. You can go for Teresa's Salutes if you meet the requirements for the rest of your gear. So, to talk about this build, this is a Juggernaut Cyclone, as you can see. Focusing on generating endurance charges, we have a total of 10 endurance charges. And purely physical, so we're gonna use Brutality, Melee Fizz, Endurance Charge and Melee Stand, Infused Channeling, which is a new support that works now with Cyclone, which is now a channeling skill, and Maim. We're gonna use a Val Double Strike in our secondary 6 link with Melee Fizz, Brutality, Faster Attacks, Culling Strike, and Ruthless. And an Ancestral War Chief with faster attacks and Bloodlust. You can chunk in Brutality for a front link and completely forget about Immortal Call. At the moment I'm testing Immortal Call in self-cast, but you can automatically just use the Ancestral War Chief as a support for bossing, just for the buff it gives you, and just forget altogether about the Bloodlust support and for the cast and damage taken Immortal Call. That works. Yeah, you have an example of some gear you can put in some stats, so you can use a Skin of the Lord with the Crimson Dance implicit on your torso if you want to focus more on bleeding. Belv's Best, nice armor too, with increased life, armor, all res. Low Weave, always nice choice. Carcass Drugs for the AoE, the area damage, the life, and the res. Calm's Heart for extra tankiness, and this is can be weird, but Death Oaths also works. Gives you nice attack speed, nice attributes, with a life, attack damage, leeches life. For the gloves, I choose to go with gripped gloves, spiked gloves, sorry. So life, resist, attack speed, and accuracy. But you can also go with Thumb Fists if you want. If you choose to use Calm's Roots over Death Door, make sure you get some with +1 max endurance charges to keep your 10 charges total. So let's put this here. So for auras, I'm using a Blasphemy, Vulnerability, a Herald of Purity, and the aspect of the crab at the moment. But ultimately, you can go with Pride. I haven't got a Pride level 20 at the moment in Standard, which is where I am right now, to show you, so I just kept my old gem setup for this. So, without further ado, we're gonna run a quick map just to see how the build goes. So this is a 127 tier 15 Caldera map with additional proj, extra damage of cold, monster beyond, chaos res we don't care, elemental res we don't care, reduced blast charges whatever, player dodge chance is unlucky, and 25 less area of effect. We don't really care. The flask setup is silver of adrenaline, silver flask of wilding for onslaught, sulfur flask of grounding for extra damage and counter the increased element duration on us from the death door, and alliance roar for damage armor. And this you can really go with a Thitting Divine Light Flask of Heat. I got an Eternal. You got a much better recovery rate with the Divine, so it's up to you. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna put on the map and we're gonna see the requirement map. Just press your blue thread and just start channeling your Cyclone. As you can see, mapping feels pretty fast. Everything is going pretty smoothly. We have a lot of physical mitigation, so we don't care. And the new Cyclone AoE weight channeling feels just amazing. Back to the second part. We're using our lip slam to proc fortify. And let's go to the last part, check out the boss. Let's see how it does against the boss. As you can see, it does pretty okay against bosses. Uh-oh. I didn't take any portal scores, so that's unfortunate. Let's find one in the map right here. Let's go back to the hideout. Talk a bit more about why I choose this gearing. So these ones obviously is to get our 10 endurance charges from the Juggernaut Ascendant. This one is because it's a nice fist sword with life, attack speed, increased physical damage can suck, AoE, so pretty much everything we want. This one same. So we are based on an hybrid life recovery mechanic that is based around a huge region and huge leech, which allows you to do like no leech and no regen maps pretty easily. And also, if you just take out the vulnerability and put a warlord's mark instead, you can out regen like reflect phase maps. So this can pretty much do all map types, I would say. So let's take a look at the passive tree. So for ascendancy, I went from undeniable for accuracy rating, attack speed per accuracy rating, accuracy rating if you've dealt to critical strikes, damage if you deal to critical strikes, accuracy equal to your strength. So this point is pretty much like gonna cap us at 100% accuracy rating and give us a kind of physical elemental overload. It could be like physical overload with damage if we've crits. Then I went from unbreakable for life regen, reduced damage taken, physical damage prevented from hits, regenerated life, and then unflinching endurance charge on hits, +1 maximum endurance charges, 25% chance to gain max endurance charges when we gain 1 endurance charges, and endurance charge generation every second if you've been hit. So in mapping it's pretty nice. And then unyielding for increased damage by endurance charges. So we have 80% increased damage, 60% increased area of effect, and the chance to gain endurance charge when you stun an enemy. And the stun endurance, we have like 100% increased stun duration on enemies. Now for the tree, it's like a pretty classical Marauder tree. Nothing has quite much changed since I created the build. Just the gem tags and the fact that you're not like using conk effect anymore. Even for single target, I used to use conk effect here for a single target. I don't anymore. And I went for like life, Warrior's Blood, Born of Fight, Versatility, Butchery, Barbarism, Endurance Charge, Jewel Socket, Juggernaut, the Sword Nodes, Jewel Socket, more life, more damage, AoE, life, Endurance Charge, Jewel Socket, attack speed, more life, melee phase, here, life regen, melee phase, weapon range, trance, attack speed, accuracy rating, dex, evasion rating and armor, life, and here destroyer, so melee phase, once again, endurance charges, life, Jawa socket, and a bit of leech. This allows us this point only, so it's 4 point, quite a huge investment, but this point, just this one, ensures that we will never run out of mana while mapping, bossing. As long as we're hitting mobs, we're always gonna have mana thanks to this node. So pretty nice. Pretty simple tree. You can ultimately drop these points, get these ones instead, if you want. So yeah, that's the build. It's gonna be my first Pass of Exile video, so don't hesitate in the comments to let me know what you thought about it, what you think about the build, if you can see some improvements, what you're gonna play in 3.7 League, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.